Imagine moving from a peaceful, quiet village surrounded by green hills and gentle rivers to a bustling city where the buildings are tall, the streets are busy, and life moves fast. This is the journey of a beautiful girl named Lila, who steps into a world she has never known. Facing new challenges, people, and experiences at every corner, in her new city school, Lila stands out in her simple traditional dress, her dark hair flowing like a river, her eyes bright with wonder. But not everyone welcomes her warmly. Some students are friendly and curious about her past, while others whisper and laugh behind her back, calling her the village girl. As Lila tries to adjust, she meets Aiden, a kind-hearted boy who becomes her first friend, and Mrs. Carter, a teacher who guides her to believe in herself. But there's also Claire, a girl who sees Lila as a rival and does her best to make her feel out of place. When the school fair arrives, Lila faces her biggest test yet. Will she be able to share a piece of her village life with the city kids? Can she show them who she truly is and earn their respect? And what hidden talents does Lila carry within her that even she doesn't yet know? This story of Lila's journey isn't just filled with challenges and friendship. It's the perfect tale for those looking to practice English in a lively, engaging way, with scenes that paint vivid pictures of nature and city life. Join us as we follow Lila's story and uncover the mystery of how she turns a place of whispers into a place of belonging. You won't want to miss this inspiring journey. Sit back, enjoy the background of nature, and let's begin Lila's adventure. Lila's first few days at the school were difficult. The teachers seemed kind, but the students often stared at her, as if she were an exotic bird in a cage. She felt out of place in the city's fast-paced environment, where everyone seemed to be in a hurry and nobody took the time to greet each other with a smile. One afternoon, during lunch, a teacher named Mrs. Carter noticed her sitting alone in the cafeteria. Mrs. Carter was known for being kind and understanding, and she had a warm smile that immediately put Lila at ease. "Mind if I join you?" Mrs. Carter asked, pulling up a chair beside her. Lila nodded shyly, grateful for the company. "You know, moving to a new place is never easy," Mrs. Carter began. "But I can tell you're a strong and kind-hearted girl. Don't be afraid to show everyone who you are." Lila smiled, feeling a bit more confident. Later that day, a boy named Aiden came up to her. He was tall, with messy hair and a friendly grin. "Hi, I'm Aiden. You're Lila, right?" he asked, extending his hand. "Yes," she replied, shaking his hand and feeling a bit relieved to have someone her age to talk to. Aiden was genuinely curious about her life in the village, asking her questions about her family, her school back home, and even the animals she used to care for. Lila felt her heart lightening with each word she spoke. For the first time since moving to the city, she didn't feel so alone. However, not everyone was as welcoming as Mrs. Carter and Aiden. A girl named Claire, who was known for her popularity and sharp tongue, didn't like the attention Lila was getting. Claire had always been the center of attention, and she felt threatened by Layla's beauty and the way people seemed drawn to her. "She's just some village girl," Claire said one day, loudly enough for Lila to hear. "What's so special about her?" Lila felt her cheeks burn, but she took a deep breath and decided to ignore the hurtful words. She reminded herself of what Mrs. Carter had said, to show everyone who she truly was. Lila's quiet strength and grace started to win her the admiration of other students, who began to see past her different background and appreciate her for who she was. Despite the rumors Claire spread, Lila's kindness and confidence began to shine through. Her classmates started to view her as a friend, not an outsider. The whispers about her background slowly faded away, and even Claire found herself drawn to Lila's sincerity, even if she wouldn't admit it yet. Little by little, Lila was finding her place, showing her true colors to everyone. She was more than just a village girl. She was strong, unique, and beautiful in her own way. However, not everyone was as welcoming as Mrs. Carter and Aiden. A girl named Claire, who was known for her popularity and sharp tongue, didn't like the attention Lila was getting. Claire had always been the center of attention, and she felt threatened by Lila's beauty and the way people seemed drawn to her kindness and simplicity. "She's just some village girl," Claire said one day, loudly enough for Lila to hear. "What's so special about her?" Lila felt her cheeks burn, but she took a deep breath and decided to ignore the hurtful words. She reminded herself of what Mrs. Carter had said to show everyone who she truly was. Lila's quiet strength and grace started to win her the admiration of other students, who began to see past her different background and appreciate her for who she was. The annual school fair was just around the corner, and everyone was buzzing with excitement. When Aiden suggested that Lila participate, she hesitated. She wasn't sure if she could stand in front of all those people, especially after the way some had treated her. "Why don't you do something from your village?" Aiden encouraged. "Show them a part of your life that they've never seen before." With Aiden's support and Mrs. Carter's encouragement, Lila decided to perform a traditional dance from her village. She borrowed a beautiful handmade dress from her mother, adorned with delicate patterns and colors that told the story of her homeland. When the day of the fair arrived, Lila's heart pounded as she stepped onto the stage. She could see the entire school watching her, including Claire and her friends, who looked skeptical. But as soon as the music started, Lila forgot her fears. She moved gracefully, each step and movement telling a story of her village, her family, and the land she loved. The audience watched in awe, captivated by the beauty and elegance of her dance. It was as if she had brought a piece of her village to the city, and in that moment, everyone could see the world through her eyes. When she finished, there was a moment of silence, and then the hall erupted in applause. Lila looked around, feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. She had shown them a part of herself, and they had accepted her for it. After the fair, everything changed. Lila was no longer the village girl that people whispered about. She was Layla, a girl with a big heart and a talent that had touched everyone. Even Claire, who had once been cold toward her, started to see her in a new light. Over time, Lila and Aiden grew closer, sharing their dreams, fears, and laughter. They became best friends, and maybe even something more, though they never put a label on it. Lila knew she had found her place, not by trying to fit in, but by staying true to who she was. And as she walked through the hallways each day, Lila no longer felt alone. She had friends, teachers who cared about her, and a future that felt bright and full of possibility. Moving to the city had been a challenge, but it had also taught her something important. No matter where she went, as long as she stayed true to herself, she would always find her way.